Hello and welcome back YouTube. In today's video, I will be solving a CTF challenge for the purpose of OSCP. So this challenge simulates an OSCP lab machine, right? Okay, so my challenge today is a machine called Photographer. You can find the machine in Vulnerable Hub. So we will be solving this challenge and we will be simulating a real penetration testing scenario, right? So this CTF challenge, guys, looks like a CTF lab machine. So let's get started and see how the process goes. So first, originally we have given the IP address. I found the IP address to be 194 to 128, right? So we start with nmap scan all the time, nmap, and here assuming that there is no firewall in place. So we don't need to evade firewall, we don't need to use stealth scan. So let's just be as aggressive as we can and start with scanning all the services and all the ports. It's going to take time. And here we put the IP address. And let's use Nmap scripting engine to find as much info as we can. Okay, while this is being done, if we navigate to the IP address, we are in the web page of this machine. So like any other page, first we view the source code, not only to view the hints of any flag, but just we need to know what are the elements of this page. So you can see we have images, headers. So it seems to me that there aren't any remarkable stuff over here. So basically we close the page, the source code. And as we do with any page, we try to discover and learn more about it. Click on generic page template, view the page source. Okay, nothing in here. Menu elements. Okay, so you have buttons here. But if I click, I don't get any interaction, or sorry, any interactive response. We have a box. We may try for XSS attacks in this box later. And also we have a query. Whenever you see forms or boxes to enter, like search boxes, web form for comments, these boxes you can test them for cross-site scripting, also for command injection. Scroll down, down, down. But we're not going to try any web application attack right now, since the phase of penetration test starts with information gathering. Okay, let's go to the nmap scan and see what we got. The first thing, we have TCP port 80 open, and the Apache version is 2.4.18. And we have Samba server open. As you can see, port 139, 445, and the version. Great. We have also another web server running on port 8000, and HTTP title DESA A homie. So let's go to Firefox and type here 8000 to find out what's in there. Timeline, albums, built with Cocaine. Cocaine? So Cooking is a content management and website publishing for photographers. Okay, we may try to exploit that later as well. Let's close this. Now we are getting information as much as we can to draw a map of the target. So we go down, post script results, okay. OS Windows on Samba Windows, computer name, NetBase computer name, domain name. Okay. So with this information in hand, and we know that we have kind of Samba server and we have HTTP server open. And we don't have SSH, by the way. So what we could do now, let's go back here and to command line, and let's search for a possible exploit for this Apache server. So here we do sudo search exploit. Let's see if we get an exploit that matches this version, 2.4.18. So apparently, cross-site scripting, mod proxy, 08. Oh, apparently I don't have any exploit that matches this version. Okay, let's see for this web server that is running, it's the same version. Okay. All right. Now we have the Samba server running on port 445. It has the version 4.3.11. So if you try this, it was the version 4.3.11. Go back. So 4.3, 4.4 beta search CGI. No, this is Samba here. Sorry. So all of these are previous exploits for previous versions. And we have this one, this 4.5. Our guy is running 4.3. It's 4.5. It could be possible. Symlink raise parents opening files outside shared directory. Okay. So I forgot the option W. I want to open the link of the exploit. Let's rerun the scan again. Let's go up and let's find more information about this exploit. Where is it? This one. Okay, let's take the link, copy that. The Samba server is supposed to only grant access. Okay. So be assured that it is not following some links by calling go down. So any of the path components, either one of the directories or the file at the end, could be replaced with a symlink by an attacker over a second connection to the same share. For example, replacing this path with a symlink to immediately before the open call would cause SMP to open/J. All right. To reproduce, set up a server with Samba On the server, create a word readable file, secret to contain some text, create a share. As the attacker, patch a copy of the Samba source code with the patch in the attack command. Build the patch copy of Samba, prepare the server directory layout remotely. Well, now we assume that we don't have access to the server. So we need to, okay, I don't think this exploit could work. So let's go back because there are some instructions to do on the server, and I'm not sure if the server or if the target, we cannot access the target because we are assuming we are doing this as a black box. Okay, so let's close that, go back. All right. So now we have Koken 02224 as the content management system running the web server on port 8000. So let's go back to search exploit and search for this Koken thing. So we have one arbitrary file upload. Well, arbitrary file upload seems great since it will allow us to do remote code execution, right? So let's copy that and see how to upload files. Okay, the Koken CMS upload restrictions are based on a list of allowed file extensions, which facilitates bypass through the handling of the HTTP request via perl. Steps to exploit: create a malicious PHP file with this content, save as PHP image JPG, authenticated, go to Koken CMS dashboard, upload your file on import content button, and send the HTTP request to perp. On perp, rename your file to image.php. Here it is. Okay. On Koken CMS library, select your file and put the mouse on download file to see where your file is hosted on the server. So we need first to authenticate to this Koken first. So let's go back. So here we need to find the admin page. Sorry, admin. Oh, it worked. Okay. So here there is an email address and password that need to be input here, right? Let's read the page source. Okay. And I don't think we would try SQL injection attacks to get authenticated access. So basically, let's go back and see if the Samba servers or the shares, if we interact with these shares, we may get something about the credentials, basically. So it's the only thing left, right? Okay. So in separate terminal, let's interact with the shares now. One way to do that, we use a tool called SMB client. So SMB client to interact with any shares. So if you enter, we get a list of the options that we can use. So we have, what are the options that we can use here? First one, specify the IP. Well, we can specify that with the host. Okay. No pass. And what else? Okay, so let's start SMB client. And then let's put dash n and L for this one, the host. and here I put the IP of the box. All right. So we see here that we have the print and this one and the Samba share. Technically, we would enumerate the printers here, the print shares. Let's go here, and on this one we will put the Samba share. Connection has failed. I think I need to put escape characters one more time. Okay, Samba share. Let's cancel these options. So enter worker group password. Let's hit enter. Okay, so I entered the blank password. It worked. So this is unauthenticated share access. This is the first misconfiguration. Okay, now let's get the rest of the files in this share. We type list. So we see here WordPress, backup file, and mail sent. Okay, so before interacting and opening these files, let's get them to our machine for further investigation. So get mail sent. All right, and get WordPress. Now, let's go back to our machine, and we have the files. Let's view the content of the mail sent stuff. So the message says from Agi, photographer, to Deza. All right. Hi Deza, your site is ready now. Don't forget your secret, my baby girl. Okay, so now from this, we conclude that we may try the emails or the usernames in the box of the authentication box, right, in the authentication form. So the email address could be Deza or could be Agi. And for the password, we could use Burp Suite to do password brute force on the login form, but this would take time since we have some note here. Your site is ready now. All right, don't forget your secret, my baby girl. So the password, the developer of this challenge has put a hint here. Don't forget your secret, right? So the password could be your secret, or baby girl, or my baby girl. It's from the hint. If there wasn't a hint over here, we would have tried with Purpose Suite to do password brute force. Okay, now let's go back to the login form, and here we try. The first one is, let's take the email. And let's make some kind of note. And the second one, okay, up there, let's put secret. And here we can put as well. Your secret, your secret. My baby girl, my um, baby girl. We will not put too much combinations since it would get us locked out of the login form if there was a protection mechanism anyway. Let's save this file. Okay, let's go back. So we try first with this. All right. And then we try secret. Ah, that's wrong. Okay, the second one, your secret. My baby girl. Baby girl. Okay, let's try next with data. Secret. She's doing none of them will work. My baby girl. Baby girl. Let's go back. So none of them has worked. So what is the deal if I remove this and try with the combinations again? Secret. Email. All right, I know. Okay. So if I go back to the file, your site is ready now. Don't forget your secret, my baby girl. Okay, let me type last time. Well, it's not working. Let's refresh the page. Oh, this is a connection problem. Cannot connect to the API. Wow. Wow. Let's restart the machine. And what was the last password we tried for? There occurred at my baby girl and baby girl. So let's try them. Oh, worked. So this one worked. Sorry, this one, baby girl. So let's go back now to the exploit and apply the steps. So first create a malicious PHP file with this content. So here it's saying that we need to have a PHP reverse shell. Okay. Well, I'm not sure I'm going to use this since we need PHP reverse shell that would get us a connection back to our machine. So we will take one from, let's go to our box, and from here, or let's go to Pentest Monkey. It's better. Pentest Monkey. Ah, this one. Okay. Click on that. And let's copy all this. Go back. Nano PHP reverse shell. Paste this. Okay. Now we need to do some changes first, as we will connect to our machine. So we need to change the IP and change the port. So the IP will be my machine since I'm receiving the connection. Here. And the port is optional. You can leave it as it is or choose the port you're willing to work on or listen on. So in my case, I'm going to choose 3434. I'm going to save that, exit. Okay, let's go back now. It says save it as, so you made the first mistake. Image, okay, no problem. What we're going to do here, we're going to move PHP reverse shell to PHP reverse shell .php.jpg. Okay, let's list the files, make sure we have done everything correctly. Oh, okay, this is the one. The third step, authenticated, go to Cooking CMS dashboard, upload your file on import content button, and send the hey HTTP request to Perp. So let's get Perp up and running. Setting up our proxy. Settings. Next. Next. Okay. So intruder, the proxy intercept is on. Let's make it off now. And go to Cooking, content, import. This is the one? No. Last import. So the import button is somewhere here. This one, right? No, create a new collection, import content. All right. So from here, I will upload my file, which is this one, and go back to or cancel. Wait. Let's turn on the intercept is on and go here, upload, import. Okay, so we get the request here in Perp Suite. Let's go back to the instructions. It says rename your file to image.php. Since there is a file folder, that filters for file extensions, so we need to first upload it as image, and then we change the extension when the upload is near complete. So here we remove that, and see other occurrences of this. So we have this one. The rest are comments. All right. Move forward. And here some kind of, okay. Now let's, before that, set up a listener on our machine and see LVP, and the listener is on 3434. Forward. And again, we have some requests. Let's forward, 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 forward. And now, did we get a connection back? No. Let's make sure that the file has been uploaded. Last import, content. Okay, turn this off. So we have our file. If we double click on it, view image. Okay, maybe we set up the listener late. I think we need to do that again. Let's go back here and change the name of our file. Move PHP shell put 2. Okay, so new file is this one. And let's make sure the parameters are set up correctly. The IP address of my machine is I made a mistake. The IP should be 133, not 134. Let's save, and let's now go to upload Perf Suite. Hey, okay. Import content. And this is the second file. After the changes have been made, we import. And here we back of the JPG. Scroll down, remove the JPG. All right. And let's now go back to the listener, forwarding the request, and while monitoring the prompt. Okay, so I can see here we got the shell on our machine. So now we are on the target machine. The first thing left, the last thing left is to do privilege escalation. Now, as you remember, we did a 1-hour video on Linux and Windows privilege escalation, and what are the steps needed uh, in order to proceed with that escalation. So basically, if you have troubles, go back to the video. I have laid down the basic tools and techniques that you need to use in your virtual system before doing privilege escalation. All right. So now the first thing we do, guys, is we do some enumerations on the machine. So first, let's display the current version use of the system. Or before that, we need to have a bash shell for easy of use. So we're going to use Python. Okay. So now cat etc version. Oh, sorry. Cat etc issue. So it's Ubuntu 16.04.6. Okay. Now cat rogue version 4.15 generic. Okay. So now what we could do now is to search for a possible exploit for this version. Or we can upload Linux Suggester exploit to this machine and we enumerate for the current exploits and automatically do privilege escalation. So let's go here and exploit 4.15.0. Shown arbitrary PTs access the user namespace privilege escalation. Okay. So now I think we need to we can upload now Linux Suggester, Linux exploit Suggester to the machine. Let's go now to Linux Suggester. I don't have it here. Let's download it to our machine first. Okay. Let's go to the attack, to the box, and let's go to temp, to the directory we can write to, and download it directly to the kernel box. Okay, it has been downloaded. List. So it is in list.sh. Let's give it permissions to run. Or let's view first the permissions. So read write, read write, read write. Chmod x list.sh. Okay. Let's run it. What do we have here, guys? Possible exploits. Sudo pw feedback. Sudo configuration requires a pw feedback to be enabled. Config user ns needs to be enabled. Okay. Kernel unprivileged. Users clone when required. Use stack clash technique to work against most SOA requires. All right. So these possible exploits, I don't know if we can run them. We can try with this. Let's see the description of this exploit. Because I'm not sure if these functionalities which are required for these exploits are enabled on this box. Stack clash. Huh. But okay, this one contains the details. Copy selection, paste. Okay, this is the description of this exploit. Oh, too much. Okay. So what is required for this? Uses stack clash technique. Works against most SVD binaries. Okay, we may try this, right? Let's try it. So first, do we have GCC on this machine? Ah, they have, which is great. So here we download this directly. So now we have the C file. Let's compile it with GCC, Linux. Oh, okay. Okay. So it says in function main, fatal or not satisfied directory, laso.h. Ah, there's some module missing here, right? So what is that? Let's Google it and see if we can install this library to the box. Prom.h, include file. So we may need to change something in the C file. It's required for saving, loading, enter, continue. Ah, it's denied. Okay. All right, let's get it to our machine now to do the changes that we want to do, and then we transfer it back to the vulnerable box. So where is the link? The link. Okay, let's take it quick. And here we do wget. So the missing library is, let's put here include what the guy said here, prompt.h. Okay, let's take it. Okay, let's compile it in our machine. Prompt.h, no such file or directory. Let me remove it back and try the compiling the original file without changing. Assuming that we have the required libraries on our attacking box, let's do that. Again, I have this header. What about if I do this and it is? Let's go back. Seems like I need to click copy 1,000 times for it to work. It's the same. So let's look for the solution for this library. Let's see this one. Okay, this is exactly what we need actually. It's the exploit we are working on, but there aren't any dependencies mentioned that we need to install. Okay, there's something has to do with Stack Clash, right? I haven't heard of Stack Clash before. What is Stack Clash? Okay, but it is not working, man. I have no idea how to install this library. I have no idea. I couldn't actually identify this library. What is it? What is this library? I don't know actually. I don't know. If you have any idea, just put down in the comment box, guys. So I'm gonna leave this exploit and move on. So the next thing we try, we view the files or the tools on the machine that have the SCUID bit set, right? Why? Because if any file or any tool on the vulnerable box has a setuid bit set, it means that this file can be run as root given the current user we have. So find slash permission equal, let's say u equal s, and the type f, and we pipe the output to null. Okay, so what we got here? Any one of these could be used to escalate our privileges actually. But how do we know? There is a website. I will put the link in the description box. This one. So here, when you do your privilege escalation, guys, this website or this page lists the binaries in Linux that can be exploited by an attacker, as you can see, to bypass local security restrictions. So we can look for the binary that we want to exploit in this page and see how we can make this binary, okay, elevate our privileges. So you can use chmod, chown, chroot, cp. And on the right, we have the options that we can have. Okay. So what if we try this one? pk execute. Let's go down. Sudo. It runs in a privileged context and may be used to access the file system, escalate, or maintain access with elevated privileges if enabled on sudo. So let's write. Oh, no. Okay. Password. Okay, this one didn't work. Let's pick something else. What about this one? PHP. Let's go down, see if there is something for PHP. Okay, so I have plenty of options for PHP. Let's click on that. We have the shell, command, reverse shell, file upload, file download. SUID. It runs with the SUID bit set and may be exploited to access the file system, escalate or maintain access to elevated privileges, working as SUID backdoor. If it is used with run, omit the -p argument on systems. Okay. The example creates a local SUID copy of the binary and runs it to maintain elevated privileges. So we don't need to copy it. Let's proceed exactly with this one. So .php 7.2, and let's copy this exactly as it is. Yeah. Oh, no such file directory. We may need to run this from the relative path, right? So user which PHP 7.2. So it is on user pin PHP 7.2. Okay, user pin -r, and let's paste. Okay, so what do we got now? ID. So we are in root, right? Who am I? Okay, so we are root right now. So this worked on the contrary to the belief that we need an exploit for the operating system version. A simple enumeration for the binaries existed on the system or in the box. We found that one tool or many tools that have the SUID bit set. So it means we can run them as root from the current user, which is www data, right? Which is also another misconfiguration on the system that led to privilege escalation. Okay, that's the first lesson from this machine, guys. Make sure that all of the tools, all of the binaries on your system, if they have the SUID bit set, only specific users can run them as root, all right? Not all the users, like this one. This is the first thing. The second thing was in the content management system that led to all of this disaster. So the exploit on Koken, make sure to patch the software of the underlying web server you have, if it is Apache, content management system, whatsoever. And if there is no patch, and if it is not supported anymore, change it immediately. All right, so guys, that's it. I hope this was helpful, and we will be solving more in the upcoming days of these kind of OSCP challenges. I hope you like this, and don't forget to see the join. I'm now offering membership options on my channel. The first option is you get a write-up of every video I publish, like documentation or PDF, right? The second option or the second membership option is with the write-up, you get to ask question answers about every video we have. And the third option is you get to ask me or request from me 4 video training a month only for members. Okay, don't forget to check them out and see you in the next video.